Recruitment and staffing decisions are crucial to success. Sun Tzu, a 6th century Chinese philosopher and military strategist, wrote in his classic text, The Art of War, "When the victorious get their people to go to battle as if they were directing a massive flood of water into deep canyons, this is a matter of formation." So what in the world does an ancient philosopher and military strategist know about modern day recruiting and staffing for business success? Well, quite a bit actually. His art was strategy, where success against the competition meant life or death. He knew that soldiers of an army must have a common goal put in place and communicated by leadership, and if formed for that shared purpose, they would be unstoppable, like a massive flood of water into deep canyons. In my 18 years plus in management, I've had the opportunity to work with some really talented people. They served the company well, they understood and implemented the vision and goals of the company, and were an asset to the role they played in the company. And I've also worked with employees who were not suited for their position and or the organizational culture of the company. I'd like to say that I've hired only the good ones, and the others have hired the ones that didn't work out. Unfortunately, that's not the case. I've learned the hard way, through trial and error, that recruiting and staffing are fundamental for a business to succeed. First things first, you don't just want to have a warm body and hope that they're going to work out. You have to remember that every aspect of your business is immediately affected by the staff you have in place. In her article, The Effects and Importance of a Staffing System on Organizational Development, on smallbusinesscrone.com, Linda Ray wrote, "The decisions that you make about staffing your business can have dramatic effects on the quality of work, your retention rates, and level of customer service. They also affect production and goals. They are at risk. And making appropriate staffing decisions is one of the most important tasks for a manager or small business owner. You want the right people in the right job at the right time. And that's really the goal. It's not an easy task, but crucial for success of your business. So how do you get the right people in the right job at the right time? You create a strategic plan for recruiting and staffing. It's important to create a strategic plan for recruiting and staffing so that your business goals are at the center. Focusing on your business goals and implementing them into your strategic plan for recruiting helps to find those employees that fit with your company needs. Carrie Wyndham wrote in her article, Why Strategic Staffing Plans Are Important. Staffing plans are important in attracting the right type of personnel to fit your company's needs. During your analysis, it is critical to evaluate required staffing positions and, more importantly, the staff traits, qualities, and criteria necessary to carry out your defined objectives. This allows you to expand recruitment pools and target applicants to help your company fulfill its goals. And some things to keep in mind with your strategic recruiting. What are the specific positions that you're wanting to fill? How do you want employees to handle their tasks to meet your overall goals? What are the current culture and organizational traits of your business? Something that a lot of people don't think about when hiring. You also want to think with the long-term goal in mind. Where do you want to take your business? In an article published by the European Center for Research, Training and Development, they took a massive amount of research and basically boiled it down to one thing. When the best people are selected for the job, productivity increases. Okay, so now you've thought about who you need, you created a plan, and you think you've hired the right people for the right jobs at the right time. But let's look at what happens when the wrong person gets hired. You have to keep in mind that employee turnover costs money and more. This graph, taken from an article, The Consequences of Hiring the Wrong Employee by Tara Olson on aikencloud.com, illustrates the potential loss that a company faces by hiring the wrong person. $3,300 is the average amount companies spend to recruit the right person. 72 billion with a B is the total that US companies spend on recruiting. 80% of turnover is just from bad hiring. The cost to replace an employee is 20% of their salary, a cost that adds up quickly. Employee turnover, number one, disrupts company culture. It decreases productivity and leads to potential loss of customers and revenue. The importance of choosing the right staff affects the company's bottom line in many ways. So, putting it all together, what effect do recruiting and staffing decisions have on your business success? Every aspect. How do you make sure that you're making sound recruiting and staffing decisions? Well, you create a strategic recruiting plan. How does hiring the wrong person affect your company? It's a loss of money, time, productivity, customers, morale, and more. Amy Anderson wrote for Forbes.com in our article, Successful Companies Put the Right People in the Right Place. A company's success is not possible without each person's individual contributions and unique talents. And remember, recruiting and staffing are fundamental and crucial for a business to succeed.